him a little bit. That sounds good. I'm trying
the recording may not be.
just before we do, can we stop recording?
Yeah, that's the way things go. Now, it looks like we're having a problem here. This is where we left off yesterday.
Yeah.
Where we're got it, and we weren't getting anything past there. Then I did a peek of my standard out of my mailbox, and I didn't get it. I got nothing back. So this is indicating that there really was a problem with the R node, because I know my inbox wasn't empty. I had stuff in it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you were looking at restarting the R node last night, yeah?
So I did where we had the got it here. I printed out what we got. Okay, which should have been the unforgeable name of ballot. Okay, we were looking up ballot, and it would say got it. So we thought we got the unforgeable name. But when I ran this, I printed out the list of the string got it, and then the address of ballot.
Yeah.
And that came back as nil.
Interesting. Well, I didn't see this yesterday, did I?
No, I did this after you left.
Good man.
But this confirmed that basically the registry does not work, is hosed. The registry is not working. And that's a problem that, I should have anticipated, because that happened to me a long time ago.
The registry is, what is the word you use? The registry is closed.
The registry is supposed to keep the addresses, but it's just returning nil. Instead of the address, I get nil.
Got you.
So it says it stores the address in the registry, but then it doesn't store it. Or at least we can't get it back. So I don't know why this is, but
what's the registry written in? Is it written in rholang?
I think it's mostly
smart contracts, or because I saw an interesting notion of registry at the Ethereum workshop, which is one of the benefits of doing this. But of course, I might be wrong, and they had a registry that was a smart contract. So is the registry a rholang smart contract, or is the registry implemented in Scala and things? Do you know?
It's implemented in Scala, although part of it was going to be, built in rholang.
Okay.
I think they're changing it, actually.
Makes sense. There'll be rewrites and all sorts, right? Yeah.
But originally it was all Scala, and I think they're rewriting parts of it in rholang.
Makes sense.
But you see, this is a built-in power box function here.
Yeah.
Which is really outside. I mean, these things are outside of
rholang. The built-ins, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a definite problem here, and let's see. I think I'm. So essentially, we're going to lose everything here, and start over with a new R node.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the latest R node is the one we should use or not, but I guess we'll use it.
Why not?
So I'm going to go through the
category theory programming. That looks hard. Nice work.
We'll go through the process here, and so we have the arch chain running. Okay, and I don't know if we have. I don't think we have a stop command, do we? Uh,
Is it just a process, the R node? Linux process?
yeah, that's a Linux process. I'm trying to think how we started it. LS. Okay, we have a start.shell. Which I guess should still work. I don't know.
Is there a cd stop.sh underneath the to-do fix? I don't know if it means anything.
Okay, so this looks for a process ID file and it kills it. And
Yeah.
this start echoes the process ID out to a file process ID. And so we should be able to stop. Of course, it says there's no such process.
Ah. What?
And the process is this one. And I think maybe it's, so obviously there's no such, now wait a second, what, okay, but this process exists. And I killed it.
So I haven't got a clue what just went on, but yeah, I can see that we killed what looked like an R node process.
Okay, so now I'm going to do a sudo apt purge R node.
Okay.
And
what does the apt command mean? I don't think I ever came across that.
Apt get or apt, it installs programs, or in this case, uninstall.
Was this the new post 2004 when I last used Linux?
Yeah, that's part of Debian. Apt-get is part of Debian. Apt is a little bit more functional than apt-get, which is Debian.
Yeah.
But it's for Ubuntu.
Thank you.
So
yeah, I saw Monchelov use it a lot when we were working together briefly.
Okay, so if we go to developer.rchain.coop, we get current dev file. We copy the link address, and I'm going to remove asterisk.deb to remove the old one.
Mm-hmm.
Do a wget of the latest one. Okay, which is the 0911 version, which we got. And now I can do an apt install.
You need to sudo it.
I did. That's my problem. I forgot to sudo.
sudo. Yeah, sudo. Right, sudo. Yeah.
Okay, it says, are you root?
Back slowly.
Permission denied, are you root? So I have to use sudo to be root.
Yeah, but with no password this time.
No, it remembers your password for 5 minutes or something.
Good to know.
So yeah, if you have a bunch of commands, you can do them as long as you don't wait too long. It doesn't ask for the password every time. Okay, so
Cool.
I installed it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can do a start shell to run it again. Okay,
It's that easy.
it's that easy.
If you've got
Except that what this start command did was it wiped out the database.
Yeah.
So now I have so it's starting up. It should give it's like it didn't really start up. Running on network testnet.
That default.
Why is it running on testnet?
Did you supply network ID?
I don't know. What is going on here? Is it working? It looks like it's working. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Cool.
When I deploy. Missing signature. That's interesting.
What does the deploy command mean?
Deploy is eval just runs code. Deploy actually deploys it to the blockchain.
Yeah, so you propose and then deploy normally, yeah?
No, you deploy and then propose, actually.
What's the propose then?
Propose puts all your deploys into a block. So you can have a bunch of deploys and then one propose. And the proposes, the way they're running them is it's going to automatically propose your deploys from time to time.
So you can explicitly propose as well. All right, that'll do on that. Why did you write deploy : with nothing? Because that's what confused me. Surely you have to.
It's just because commands are a word colon. That's the form of a command.
Yeah,
and
but
in the robot, okay, what I'm looking for is, oops, what did I do? I didn't. I don't know what it's doing. What am I doing? So if I get the command with a deploy colon, then it does an rnode deploy.
Yeah.
Okay, and it runs the last thing that it deploys the last thing that I put in, which is in the temporary directory author.row.
Got you. So it's got a default thing that it deploys if you type deploy colon, and then it'll go on to.
It's going to run rnode.
Yeah.
Exec command here.
Last question, then I'll let us get on with the task. But is flow like gas in Ethereum?
Yeah.
Cool. That'll do. Thanks.
So yeah, so this is going to run temp / author name.row, which is which is the last thing I typed in, which is the 2 + 2. Okay, that's what it typed in. Okay, so now I have this. I have this running again, but all of the addresses in the registry are wrong. Right? I mean, we deleted the.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, the registry was broken. We have to start over again. So I'm going to go to global.h. And the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I go. I'm going to look for registry entries. So I'm going to look for backquote row colon ID colon.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can see that here I have locker of Henley Natural. I have his locker address.
Yeah.
I delete that. Okay, I'm going to delete his nonce here too.
I'm with you. So you've got a C
Okay, now I
file.
have Valentine's row address here. I'm going to delete that. These are macros.
Yeah, exactly. But in a literal.
I have Germany's row, locker. I delete.
Yeah.
I delete this one. I delete this one. And I just hit N for next to go to the next row ID.
Yeah.
Delete this one. Delete that. Delete that one. Delete Ed's. Delete the inbox. Delete the knots.
So this is like a data. This isn't our space we're looking at, or the registry, is it? This is just the C file.
Yeah, this is the header file that has all the defined.
Header. Yeah.
And you know, I probably could have done an automated procedure for this, but I'm just doing it manually.
There's me. Yeah. And yourself. Chillo.
And I have some.
well, whilst you're doing this, do take your time.
I'm getting some duplicates here, which I guess my procedure isn't perfect. That gets rid of the duplicates.
As long as it's not over removed. Yeah, I'm trying to bring a bit of structure because I've got, well, maybe not relative to you, but I've got so much on. I'm trying to bring a bit of structure, and I think what I'm converging to on our chain for now is that I'd like to commit to doing not 2 hours like this week, but keep it to 1 hour a week. But I'm going to try and find some time to work with you to rewatch the videos and not start our chain tutorials yet, but try and really think about the videos we've done to date and try and spend some time in my own time reviewing what we do each week, so that I can sort of reverse engineer and draw up solution architecture diagrams and kind of get my head around as much as I can of rholang, robot, everything we're looking at, and pull it together. And then maybe when I've done that, I'll start with tutorials. And in the meantime, I touch base with you once a week. And separately on our chain, I'm going to try and work with Momchilov to understand our node. And if we touch on it at all, that's good. And I think that might lead, because I've got a lot on with what I'm committing to on the Ethereum side as well. But that might lead to mid-autumn being ready to start the rholang tutorials, and hopefully also, if and when our chain goes live, understand how to use a command line to get your rev, etc. safely. And then as we roll into the new year, hopefully get through the tutorials and get to a point where I can actually start reading some of this code and maybe contributing a little bit. Does that sound okay from your perspective? And does it sound realistic? And it doesn't matter if the answer is no. I'm interested in your opinion.
Yeah, I think you might want to, look at some of the tutorials a little sooner.
Fair enough.
You'll probably understand them better, just from what we've done. And you may have, if you can spend a little time on the tutorials, then maybe you'll have some questions and things when we get together.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think you're right. And I'm thinking of doing I took on board what you said when you're trying to do this on top of everything else in life. So I'm thinking of trying to make, not every day, there'll be days I don't do it, but make an hour a day for our chain, rather than an hour a week on the debrief, which is what I've been doing since I disappeared. Yeah. And just that hour a day will add up, right? Even if it only ends up 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so
all right. That's an aside. What have you just done?
Okay, well, I tried to do a make my locker. Okay, and it gave me locker undefined or wrong number of arguments. So what I did was I went into the locker, the locker.row, and I ran that. Okay, and that printed out here. And the reason it printed out here was because this didn't give me this didn't end for some reason. I guess it thought it was still doing this command. But in any case, so I can do now I defined the locker contract.
Yeah.
And, we can both do a make my locker.
Right.
And hopefully that'll work now.
And where do I need to go somewhere for that, don't I? Do I go Colab robot or something, or?
Well, let's see. It says locker underscore.
Can I just type in anywhere? Is it the governance Colab we're in?
Well, I'm in robot 10. robot testing
Okay, cool.
in the Colab.
I see. I think I'm with you, but I can't see. I haven't scrolled down. So you've just done make my locker, and you want me to do the same, yeah?
Yeah, well, I got this locker undefined. I don't know why.
Shall I hang off?
So I'm gonna do an echo of make my locker.
Mm-hmm.
I know this was working fine before. Okay, and
There's a row ID in it, though, isn't there? You're looking up in a specific. No, didn't you just go?
saying locker underscore is undefined. It's missing something.
What about the third line down?
Oh, I know what's wrong. Inbox. Inbox is not defined.
Ah,
So we look at inbox.row. Let me run that. And that'll probably come out in here too because we didn't end it. So now this defined inbox here.
cool.
So now I can do a make my locker, I think. Okay, and found locker nil.
That good? Shall I do the same?
That's not good. Found locker nil.
Ah, yeah.
Um, so this is the same problem we had before. We went to look up the locker address, and
That hasn't.
it got a nil back. So we have the same problem, only worse. I mean, the stuff isn't defined, but when I define it, it's still not defined.
How could, just a question, I know you passed over it probably because it's a stupid question, but the third line of the code that we just opened, the make my locker, yeah, has a row ID, right? I thought we said all row IDs were invalid now. Is that still valid?
Yeah, it's still valid because, you know, if we show make my locker, it'll show us how it's defined.
Yeah.
Without substituting any variables. And we'll see that it has in here $locker.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't have the row ID. Okay, it doesn't have this row ID. It has $locker.
I'm with you.
And if I do a show of $locker,
It's going to define a row ID within it.
right. Okay, unfortunately, when it reads this row ID,
yeah,
and prints out found the locker, it's printing out nil. So the address of the locker address is, so the registry is broken. I just started our node and already it's broken. I don't know how that could be, but we went through most of the stuff in terms of restarting it. Okay,
I agree.
I'm just gonna restart it again. Okay, and you can see that it doesn't, it removes
a log file, or
the .r node directory. Okay, so
ah,
I don't know. So that, and I have to do that recursively. So if it removes that, oh, well, let me do a stop first. No process again. What is going on here?
this feels almost like it's OS level. Does it, or am I being too harsh? As in, might we need to restart the actual Linux box, or?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so.
I kind of get you, because Linux is nice and tidy, and you're killing a process. So we've killed it and created a new one. Yeah.
So the question, the weird thing is, why was that process wrong? If I do a /start, okay, it's a little bit funny here. Okay, this looks better. Generating X5 before it acted as if the .r node was still there.
Got you. So it's generating a fresh node. You saw a key and the sort of output that you'd expect to do, and presumably, hopefully, it'll return.
This is better. This is better output than I was getting before. I don't know what I did wrong.
I don't mean you did anything wrong. You've done the same thing. It's a bit spurious.
Right. But now I got these bonded. I got these
And you're basically generating one node with a Genesis block here, are you? In its own network, not connected to an existing blockchain. So you're creating your own little node with its own blockchain. Is that right?
Right. So, yeah.
Good.
This is like our own network, but it's running standalone. Basically.
Yeah, but it still does.
Use this as a bootstrap for other.
Yeah, I get it. That's on my presentation. I kind of worked it out the other week, and then it was reinforced this weekend at the Ethereum training. So thanks.
Okay, so I print 2 + 2 now, and I still get 4, I hope.
Well, that'd be nice.
Okay, and if I do a deploy, what do I get now? I get a bad signature again, or it works either way.
Taking longer, I think, but
Casper instance is not available yet. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh well, let me so I'm going to include inbox.row, which will define our inboxes. Okay, and there's a little test that's in there.
I think I follow. So what you're saying is our node span up okay, standalone, created its own Genesis block. Then you did a deploy, and although you got an error, perhaps you don't care about that error. Maybe Casper's coming up in the background, but you've just carried on because you're fairly happy that everything's okay.
Well, since there's not going to be any other nodes in the network, I don't really care. If we wanted to add other nodes, then I would care.
I'm with you. So, but it's less that there's a thorough thought process. It's just that you're playing around, seeing what comes back, give you ideas.
Yeah, I just want this to run standalone to test our governance, right?
Yeah.
And then once we have it working, then we can test it on a real network, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I need inbox and I need locker.
Yeah.
And then
what's hash include do? Does that somehow print out what it's doing?
Pound include is a C preprocessor command.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Include a header file. I'm including the contract file. So I have these files in here in the robot directory, these row files.
Yeah.
And, so if I want to run those, I can just use an inclusion to run them.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was doing. Don't quite see how, but
well,
maybe I don't need to.
Yeah. I mean,
let's move on. Sorry, I can't.
No, if you look at the last thing that I ran here,
yeah,
you see that it's the whole thing. So what it did was it processed this file, which it defines my private key, my public key, my username, the message ID, and the author ID, and then did a pound include of locker.row. So when I ran this through the C preprocessor, it defined those variables, which is, my username is Jim Scarper, right? If you type the command, your username would be Rich, right?
yeah,
Okay, so the identity information is provided by robot by putting those defines in there.
okay,
And the resulting file is the file I included. The defines are gone, right?
yeah,
And if I look at the server here, and I look at eval : I can see when the message content matches eval : okay, it's going to put in these defines of my private key, my pub key, my username, message ID, author ID. Okay, then it's going to put in the message, and then it's going to write that to a file, and then it's going to run this command, which pipes it through the C3 processor.
Very clever, I think, and that's all written in rholang.
Yeah, this is JavaScript.
Oh, is it JavaScript? Sorry.
Yeah, this is JavaScript. This is the robot code.
Of course it is.
Okay.
No, my mistake.
JavaScript is run when it runs the R node.
Yeah.
Okay, and it runs the R. It runs this through the C3 processor, puts this out to the file. Where does it?
Got you. So eval is a JavaScript call, correct?
This is JavaScript code that we're looking at right here.
Yeah, and which file is this?
The server.js. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the robot program. So the robot is reading each message that I type in. And when it sees one that starts with a colon, like this,
Yeah.
okay, it executes this code. Okay, which creates the file that defines, the identity information, or makes find command, and it puts in the command I typed, which when I do an eval, I can type I can type in rholang and like eval some rholang code, but if I put in a pound command, it gets the rholang by processing the. So the rholang that it's going to run is from the file now that it's including.
Got you. Yeah, so somewhere you're calling that C preprocessor with the hash include thing.row. Yeah.
In this bash command. So when I exec the bash command,
yeah,
run all this, which does all these things, including running CPP, and then it calls rnode eval
yeah,
of /temp/starburst.row, which is the file it wrote up here.
Got you.
Okay, which has these defines, and it has whatever I typed here. This include command.
Thanks. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Can I ask a question? I'm miles off doing it yet, but would you have a problem with me setting up my own robot at some point? Is that something I could do? And am I better to just sort of draw pictures around what you're telling me?
Well, you could have your own robot. I mean, you would have to run your own R node. So,
yeah, I know.
In order to do it, you could certainly do that.
I'd need what? Sorry.
Yeah, you could run your own robot. What you would need to do though is, follow the instructions. If you in the robot channel here.
Yeah.
If you go to the pinned items, okay, you'll see where the GitHub is. Okay, and then
yeah.
The README will give you instructions on creating your own bot, and then you can run it on your own machine. But it assumes you would have Node.js installed on your machine.
So it runs on Node.js. So server.js runs on Node.js.
Yeah.
The robot instructions are there. And in time, for now, I'll just try and draw up some pictures at some point when I rewatch this video on on how I think it's working. But in time, it's something that I could potentially talk to Monchil of, and we could have a look at it in one of our sessions and try and get ourselves a robot
Right.
running.
You have to create a robot on Discord, and then you add that robot to a channel, and you have credentials to run it. Okay, so now this works.
And sorry, final question. You'd be all right with us doing that?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's leave that there. But I will rewatch and I'll have a think. Yeah, I am going to get there, mate. It's going to take me a long time, especially as I don't know Linux, Scala, C, or any of it, JavaScript or any of it. But I'm going to do it. Thank you.
We may be out of time now. If you just type my locker : it's
Yeah.
working now.
Well done.
When we restarted, for some reason, it didn't start properly the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to try my locker. I'm going to try another deploy for a bit. So, get missing signature. So this needs to be updated. Run the latest R node needs a signature here, and the R node we were running before didn't need a signature.
Yeah.
So now we have to update it to provide the signature in order for the deploys to work.
And that's good, right? That's progress. That's more security.
All right. So type make my locker in robot testing.
Yeah.
Okay, and
do I type deploy, or do I not need to?
we know the deploy is not going to work. Doesn't
Okay.
You have an inbox now. You have a locker. So now we're back to where we were pretty much. But now we have to, now we have to do things like we have to define the rest of the stuff like pound ballot.row. Okay, we have to, if we're going to create a ballot, we have to redefine that. Okay, and it's going to make a new ballot. It's going to run the test program on ballots, which is the Lincoln Douglas.
Yeah.
Thing.
So many holes in my understanding. It's untrue, but it's making more sense. Thanks, Jim.
So now it's going to know method union not defined for set. That's interesting. This worked, but it gave an error. And we know that union is defined for set.
Yeah. So another problem with an unstable R node, yeah?
Good question. We don't know what this story is with this. But I guess our time is up.
Yeah.
I mean, the test program worked fine. So maybe we can just ignore this error. But we probably should find out why we're getting that error.
Well, I guess the guys will want to know if we're finding such errors on the latest R node, right?
Right.
What is the reporting process for letting the actual dev team know? Do you have a default log, or?
If you go to R node runners, pinned items, okay, you'll see that.
Yeah. So you're using is that Confluence or something?
Filing above.
Ah,
So that's in Jira and last.
yeah.
So that's where we get the instructions for that.
Cool. Can I ask you one last question if we've got time? Seeing I don't think anyone else has joined the channel, have they?
No, there's nothing else happening here. We have all the time in the world, really.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask about Google Docs because I am going to try and use one for my Ethereum project. I assume you just go to Google Docs web. So without logging in or anything, I found your Liquid Democracy Google Doc. Okay, I mean I saw a link, I typed it in, and up it came, and I saw the Google Doc. There was no security on it. Can anyone create one? Do I just need to Google it and it's straightforward, or do I need to know anything about it? I'm quite happy to look it up myself if that's easier. But if you've any quick pointers, I thought I'd ask.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Just Google it.
When you make a new document, okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Google Documents here.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be in your Google Drive, whatever.
Ah, cool.
Do a new document. Okay. But
yeah.
If you're only going to make one document, you can make it right in your Drive. But
yeah.
Otherwise, you make a file folder first.
Cool. Yeah. Got it. And
then you put the document in the folder.
And then who do I share it with? I have to share it with other Google Mail people.
And then what you
this feels like my. This feels like my. Sorry, go on.
You can do a share on the file on the directory.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Where.
And it could be a Hotmail address. It doesn't have to be a Google address.
You say get a shareable link, which will let other people be able to get it when you give them a link.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Then
that's enough, mate. I don't want to waste your time on trivia, but that was helpful.
But then in the document here. Okay, you have the same thing, except it's a little more thing. Anyone with a link can comment is usually the best thing to say. That lets them comment, that lets them propose changes. Or you can, or you can say anyone with a link can edit, but that's could be dangerous.
Yeah, of course. Brilliant, thanks. It feels like the first day I joined IBM and. I joined their JVM team. I didn't know what a web browser was. It's quite embarrassing. More embarrassing even than this. Thanks.
And then you can add groups or people, and they can edit, comment, or view specific. You can add specific people.
Yeah, so find sharing settings. Yeah.
So the share is up here. Sometimes this is closed. You don't see those choices. I don't know. So sometimes you have to hit this down arrow to see all these choices at the top.
Thanks. Brilliant as always.
Usually you'll see this.
Yeah, down arrow. Wonderful. Right, I'll try and get some stuff done my side. Just chip away at it because I'm fed up of things going in one ear and out the other. That's not how it should work. So I want to start getting things down on paper so that when they do, I can just open the paper and I'm back. So yeah, I'm going to start.
we didn't get to do a lot of art, a lot of rholang today. We just went through, restarting the system and just checking the system. So it was worthwhile anyway.
I think it was for beginners, beginning R node and debugging, something like that.
Yeah, and having on union is not defined for set. And if we look at the cheat sheet, we can see that clearly for sets, union is defined.
Indeed. Thanks for bringing it up. Can you make that so I can see all of it in any way, just so that it's there? Yeah. That's it.
It doesn't quite fit on the page.
That's all right. I can freeze and see all of it. Thanks. Jim, it's been a pleasure as always.
And this is pinned to the rholang channel. Right?
Okay. Yeah. So cheat sheet pinned rholang channel. And in terms of the videos from the last 2 days, where can I find those? Are they under governance, or are they under work group or robot tests?
The best place to find those is with the YouTube channel.
Okay. So outside of Discord, just go to YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, they normally would go in the rholang channel or the governance channel, but
yeah.
If you look here under uploads, the main thing here, you can see that yesterday's is, we have rholang live coding here.
Oh, great. So that's Divi, DAO, Colab, R-Chain, DigiLife, and that I'll find it then just on public Google, right?
Well, if you click on any of the videos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you just click on the diamond, and you get to the channel.
Cool. I'm sure I'll find it. Jim, thank you very much. Are we going to have another session next week?
Yeah.
What day suits you? Well, I say that. Can we do Monday or Tuesday? Don't mind which. Don't mind what time.
Monday at 4 p.m. is good. Oh,
done.
Let me just check. I think it should be. I'm sure it is good.
Have a look. That's fine. And I think I'm going to start sticking to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you. Thanks, Jim. So I'll see you Monday at 4.
You look here. This is already scheduled for rholang liquid democracy.
Brilliant. And I will. I'm going to stick to the 1 hour a week with you now. I'm going to, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure it happens, and I'm not going to do more, because that's what will give me the free time to actually go back and consolidate some of this.
Yeah, and and maybe spend some time on the tutorials in between, so that you may have some questions to bring to the session.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think.
Right, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.